I am making these videos to support my community project office hours. Today, I would like to illustrate the concept of transferring skills. Most people have heard transferring skills relating to job roles or positions that they have held and being able to take those skills to another position that they may be going to with success and ease. I like to think of transferring skills as baby step goals to a bigger goal. Some people would see that as climbing the ladder from an assistant controller to a chief financial officer in a business over time. It doesn't matter how you see it or where you put it, whether it be personal or work related. Getting from A to B could take some steps in between. When something seems impossible, this goal might seem impossible, break it down to smaller chunks till those chunks are possible, thereby making the impossible possible over time. And that is how I think of the transference or transferring of skills. Let's look at an instrumentalist, someone who plays the clarinet. They've been playing for 3 years. They haven't mastered the instrument yet. They're doing this through classes that they're taking with other students, and once a week they're playing as a group. This is usually done in elementary school, and it's done weekly. So the progress is smaller and slower than it would be if you were doing something every day. Say this clarinetist would like to switch to the flute in their 4th year, and they're going to leave their 4th year friends behind. And they don't want to. They want to catch up with the flute and meet their 4th year students, because next year they'll be going to high school. So what can this instrumentalist bring over from the clarinet to the flute in order to be successful at learning this new instrument? Both instruments are woodwind instruments. You use your mouth and you use your air, and that's what a woodwind instrument is. The clarinet uses a reed mouthpiece. There is a piece of wood made, I'm not sure what it's made out of, maybe bamboo, but it is a reed. There's different thicknesses. You put them in your mouth to soften them. You put them on your mouthpiece. You tighten it up, and then you blow through that reed, and that is how the sound is produced and goes through the instrument. And you hold the instrument like this from your mouth down. The flute, you blow over a hole, and you hold your hands like this. And the fingering and how you play the keys, that's what fingering is, does not automatically translate from the clarinet to the flute. How you produce your sound, it is like blowing over a pop bottle and making a different shape with your mouth, which is called your embouchure. So that doesn't exactly translate either. Just because you can make a good sound on the clarinet doesn't mean you're going to make a good sound or a great sound on the flute. It's actually harder, and it requires more breath support. So how could this self-learner make these steps? They could start with the mouthpiece. There's 3 pieces on each instrument, and you take off the mouthpiece and you start with sound production. They could even start with a bottle and trying to get that sound production over the whole of the bottle. The only thing is that whole of the bottle is bigger than it would be on the flute, and it doesn't entirely transfer over, because on the bottle you can have a looser mouth, a looser embouchure to produce that sound, and for your flute you have to have a tighter embouchure to produce that sound. So you might not want to start with the bottle. You might want to just stick it out with the mouthpiece of the flute. And once they get a clear sound, even the shortest bit of a clear sound, you start elongating that and working on that. And for some instrumentalists who are good with their mouths, it will be easier to do, and they will grow to be able to use the articulation of notes, and that's the use of your tongue to stop and start your air so that you can produce a quarter note, an eighth note, a 16th note. And once you can produce that, you can put the whole flute together and you can start playing songs. And what this instrumentalist could do is they could go to the first year, second year, and third year books, and they would go in that order because it goes from the easiest to the most difficult. And every time they play a new song, they are learning a new note on the flute. And once they go through year one, the second year might go even faster because the transference of skills they are now seeing from first year to second year. So they may be learning faster. The fingering charts for their new notes, moving from note to note is getting easier because they've had that book, that year one experience, and they recognize the songs because they're playing the same melodies that they did when they were learning them on the clarinet. So there is that to draw from. It's easier for them to read the music because they already learned on the clarinet and they're being learned on or read from the treble clef. So it's easier for them to read the notes and they're not struggling with that. So their learning is actually speeding up. It is accelerating. And when they get into the third year book, they're going to see that speed accelerate again until they have to change their embouchure. With the flute, when you get to those higher notes, your embouchure needs to get tighter. Your air needs to be more focused and supported with your diaphragm. It's very important with both instruments that you support your air with your diaphragm. So they already are translating or transferring that knowledge and that muscle memory to playing the flute. And in no time, in about a month, if they practice every day and they practice very consistently and focused every day, and they're patient with themselves and they put the instrument down when they're having a hard time, leave it and come back, in a month's time they can probably master the flute to be at the same level that they were with the clarinet. So something to think about, folks. Transference of skills in a baby step fashion to achieve goals that might seem impossible for some, because for some other people, they can just pick up instruments and they can go from one to the next with ease and they are expert at it. But not everyone is like that. Some people have to practice their skills in those areas. So hopefully this has been helpful and given you something to think about with transferring your skills. When you are ready to sign up for time spots in office hours, visit my website at www.nakedacresfarmstead.ca, go to the booking tab, pick Zoom or phone call, and remember, time spots with me are free until July 11th, 2025. So basically for 6 years or 6 months of the year for years to come. And I am looking, still needing to have 2025 sponsors sign up to join me and sponsor me. It is a new thing. I am a sustainable business, and it is a new concept where I provide free professional help and advice to individuals and businesses who can't or won't be able to afford it. And I do this for 6 months of the year for years to come. If you are interested to invest in me, to sponsor me, this will not earn you interest or dividends. It will earn the others, individuals and businesses, to retain the services from me for free for years to come. Remember to like and share this video. And cheers, folks. We'll see you soon.